My name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a writing vlog, the first writing vlog of 2022. I don't really know what I want to be doing this writing vlog. I originally planned for this to be me trying to implement a new writing routine into my life because at the end of 2021, I just totally lost it. The creative writing process just stopped almost entirely. So I need to get that writing routine back in my life, but it is so difficult to do because I have 2 jobs and they eat up all my time. And by the time I'm done teaching on my weeknights, it's like 8 o'clock at night and I just want to sit, eat dinner, and watch TV, and by the time I'm like, okay, maybe I could do something else, it's 11:30 and I have to go to bed. Like, it's time just vanishes in the day. So it's been hard to try and find that writing routine for it. So like, I'm gonna try this week to see if I can squeeze writing in anywhere, because I know people always say, and I really believe, if you want to find time for your writing, you have to make time for it, right? You have to go out of your way and make time for your shit. You just have to, which makes sense because like if you're really wanting to pursue something like this, you got to pursue it, right? You just have to. Like, your dreams aren't going to come to you. You have to go to them. That's what I'm going to try to do this week. We're going to kind of see how that goes. Hello, my lovely friends. So I just wanted to pop in and let you know that this vlog ends up being essentially like prepare to query with me and query with me kind of vlog, because I end up totally just throwing to the wayside the idea of finding a routine, because there's so much stuff happening in my life right now, and I don't work on Project Dragon and I don't work on like really anything writerly other than querying in this video. So just wanted to prepare you for that. This is essentially becomes a query with me video. So gird your loins, get ready, enjoy. I definitely have a few things that I do want to get done this week. I want to, what I'm doing now, which is start my query writing process for Project Dream, because I've been putting it off. I've meant to do it in the fall of last year. I kept putting off writing the friggin' draft 5 of Project Dream and like getting it done. But then when it was done, I ended up moving and that ate up all my time. Then it was suddenly December and I was like, hey, I have like a week in December to get into anything, because the publishing houses and the agencies and everything shuts down over Christmas, right? Like, the publishing houses in December kind of close up and they don't do a lot of stuff. They just like close, holidays, end of the year. And so I was like, great, I don't have time for this. I'm gonna wait till the new year. And now it's the new year. It's officially January 14th. Oh my God, it's January 14th. We're halfway through January and I have still yet to start. So I'm starting now and you guys are keeping me accountable. On top of this, I also want to work on Project Dragon more. I really want to. I just want to get back into a fast drafting stage, and Project Dragon is really the only project that I have on the go that is even close to it. So I want to keep working on it. The other day, my friends we had our first writing salon. My friend Sophie wanted to start a salon with all of us to kind of just get into the creative writing spirit and like help each other out and just be like a big community of writers, or like a small little community of writers that supports each other and like gives feedback on writing and all that kind of stuff. And so we kind of had to go in, there's like they were kind of structuring it, which is kind of nice. We're gonna see how it works, but we had to kind of like come in with an idea of what we were gonna work on for this project, and the only one that was on my mind is Project Dragon, so I picked that, and so I have to actually work on it. I have like over 3,000 words written, because once I had known that this was a thing over Christmas, I got the first line of a scene with one of my characters, and I just had to write it. I was in the middle of reading Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne, and the vibes of that novel just leaked into my head, and I had a notebook with me because I bring notebooks with me everywhere just in case, and I wrote this entire scene with Issy, and his old scene is almost 2,000 words. It just came out of nowhere, and then the next day I was like, great, I have another one in my head, which was Jem DeVore's first scene, so I wrote that. So I have stuff written for it, I just need to actually work on it. And then yesterday, something unlocked in me, and I actually finally got down to it, and I started writing lore for the Nerian Empire, which is going to solve a whole bunch of stuff and actually gives reasons for things and reasoning for big events that are going to happen in the novels, and or at least in the storyline. And then I realized that the story that I'm going to tell, there is so much story there that it might end up being like a 300,000 word novel. And I'm like, that's not even feasible. I know that the novel itself, probably, like, whatever ends up happening with it, I'll probably need to split it up into multiple books. But I'm just gonna write the story from start to finish, however many words it is, because that to me works better for my brain than thinking of having to plot out a series. So that's my plan with that. But yes, I want to work on Project Dragon, and I want to see if I can actually create a structure of an outline, start to at least, so that I can actually start writing, because I'm the kind of person who needs a friggin' outline to actually start seriously writing things, because I need to know where I'm going with the story. And I have a feeling that this novel or this story idea is going to be one that is going to need me to fast draft and outline kind of simultaneously, which is terrifying. Like it's gonna be a story that needs to tell me it first, like, and that's terrifying because I am such an outliner, but I know that this story is gonna be probably a discovery as I write, which is terrifying. Anyways, but yeah, that one, Project Dragon, and then I'm gonna write my query letter for Project Dream. So that is my goal for this week. Or not really this week, but like for the rest of January, I guess, is to get back into the groove of writing. I'm here with my computer. I've got my notes that I was writing much earlier in 2021 about writing query letters, and now I've got my notebook here with the beginnings of notes for myself to actually write this letter. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I've got friends on the TV, and tonight is a night where I just kind of get rough ideas down. I'm mainly working on the hook for the letter, which is the description of the story. The hook of your query letter is the description of your story and the most critical elements of your story, like what happens. And it is roughly 150 to 300 words. So just describing the story, what happens in Project Dream in the most easy way to describe it, which is fun. I also have the comp titles written down. I have one of them written down. I gotta write the other one down. And then I have to write a sentence wrapping up those comp titles and like what elements of them are Project Dream. It's a whole thing. Anyways, that's what this video is gonna be. It's just gonna be me chronicling what's going on with my writing life. So buckle in, my friends. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. First writing vlog of 2022. Let's see what happens. Hello, friends. It is now past midnight. I should really go to bed. I just wanted to pop in with an update because I have officially written a draft of a query letter. It's taken me till now to do it. The state of my hair is any indication how I'm feeling. It was surprisingly difficult to do because shrinking a 74,000 word novel down to 300 words and like picking the most important word, so hard. I'm gonna read you what I have, just the body of it, not the I am writing to seek representation part of it. I'm gonna read you the sentence that I have written for comps, and then I'm gonna read you the body of the paragraph because I feel like that could be interesting to get your guys' opinion on it. Okay, so at the core, Abby's story is about her finding a place that she feels like she belongs, much like Barclay Thorne in Amanda Footy's The Accidental Apprentice, and has just a dash of Halloween spookiness like Ellen O's Spirit Hunters. So that's what I have for the comps. For the body, I have, after moving to Chestnut Cove with her dad and her sister, 12-year-old Abigail Carter is struggling with terrifying nightmares set in the same storming forest every night. When she befriends the neighbor boy, Jackson Avery, they discover that the forest enveloping Chestnut Cove has a secret world called the Autumn Forest, with magical beings tucked in between the trees that might have a connection to her nightmares. With help from Jack's friend group, the gang dives into the mysteries of the Autumn Forest, and together with the magical beings who live there, they uproot the evil that is threatening to disrupt the balance and bring magic into the human realm once again. That is what I have for that. I'm going to sleep on it and come back to it. And then I am going to go back into my research that I did about agents and stuff and make a master list of who exactly I want to send to and what their query guidelines are. Next step after that is I'm going to see if like who are my top people that I want to send to, like my top 5 that are like probably in my opinion like the best fit, and then I'm going to take my like next 5 and make that like my B category, A, B, and like a C category or whatever, and then like jot down their guidelines and also like if they have timing availability on their websites, because some of them have like expected 10 to 12 week turnaround kind of a thing. And then I'm gonna go back through project, read the first few chapters, at least however many pages that like the maximum amount I find on the guidelines for submission, however many pages that is, I will go over and really comb through it to see if I have any extra typos. So tomorrow after I go pick up my manuscript from home, my printed manuscript is currently sitting on my bookshelf at home still. I'm gonna go pick that up and then I will edit it by hand, because I always find editing by hand much better than editing on my computer because I catch more mistakes. I've always been like that, which is fun. But yeah, query letter has been written, sort of. A draft of it has been written, and that was like pulling teeth to get me to that stage. So hopefully tomorrow morning when I wake up and I like take another look at it, take another gander, I can maybe make it a little bit snappier, or maybe I like it. Maybe I'm okay with the writing that I did. I don't know. Let me guys know what you think of the query letter that I read you, or the parts that I read you at least, if you have any opinion at all. I'm tired. I'm going to finish this Friends episode. I have like 3 minutes left, and then I'm gonna go park myself in my bed and probably go to sleep. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Friends, it is now a fair bit later. I am here. I went and picked up my manuscript today from the house. I got my pages, and I'm now on page 31, and I've been reading it out loud to myself and editing as I go, which is very exciting. And you know, just covering things in red ink is very satisfying to do, and like just like making sure that like word choices are perfect. But yeah, I'm on page 31 now, just about to start chapter 5, which is called Just Another Nightmare. And I am loving my book so much. I'm reading it, and I don't know what it is. I can't wait for other people to read this. Like, I'm reading it out loud as though I'm like narrating an audiobook, and I love chapter 3 is my favorite chapter of this whole, I think my whole, like, chapter 3 is my favorite chapter so far that I've read, even though I've read 5 chapters, but I know, like, out of all of them, it's one of my favorite chapters that I've written. And chapter 4 is also really, really good and really heartfelt, and makes me hurt in my heart because, like, I feel so bad for Abby because she feels terrible. But chapter 3, some of the descriptions that I have in there, I was reading them out loud and I was like, shit, that's good. So yeah, I wanted to get to page 30, and I'm probably going to continue editing this physically, but I wanted to get to page 30 so that I could like have a bundle of pages ready depending on what an agent wants attached to the submission with the query letter. So I need to now go through my list of agents and detail for myself what exactly each one of them wants and needs and their timelines and stuff like that, like I explained yesterday. And then I'm gonna jump into the draft on my computer and implement the changes so that I can do that. And I think I'm gonna transfer the draft into Word because it's in Scrivener, but I find it ridiculously difficult to get a Scrivener file into a Word file because that's not an option to do on Scrivener. You can't like export it to a Word file. It goes to a PDF. But then if you try and copy paste from a PDF into a Word file, the formatting is all messed up, and it just like takes some paragraphs and like pushes them to the side or like cuts them funny, and it drives me bananas. But I prefer writing in Scrivener because I love Scrivener, so that sucks. But I'm gonna throw it into a Word doc as best I can and like start editing it in a Word doc that way so that I have it available as a Word doc, because I know Word is the industry standard, unfortunately, to work with. So thought I'd update you with that. I'm also planning on writing another query letter just because last night after I signed off and I like went onto the internet, I went onto TikTok and like I put in query letters into the search bar to see if anybody else was, you know, in the middle of it in the trenches, and then I ended up stumbling onto like query letter writing advice TikTok. A few of them had like wonderful advice that I think I will implement when I actually send them out to agents, like making them a little bit personalized to the agent just so it's like, look, I did my research about you. And I want to write another one that changes the structure of the query just a little bit and like is a slightly longer description of the book, just for fun, just to see if I like that better. I don't know. I don't know. It feels weird to do that, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see what I can do. But for now, I'm going to first, I think I'm gonna implement changes, and then I'm gonna start looking at agents, my agent list. I gotta go find that notebook that I wrote them all in. I don't know where I put that, but I wrote them all in a notebook with like detailed of like who exactly I want to query and kind of stuff. So I gotta pull that up, see if those people are actually even open to queries now, and make a master list of agents that I want to query. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Hello friends, it's been a while. This is not how I wanted this video to go, but that's okay. It is Sunday, January 23rd, and I thought I'd pop in with a little update. So, last time I chatted, I had just finished writing my first draft of my query letter. I have yet to actually go back and look at it. Instead, I was going through my notes that I made previously in July of last year, in the summer, when I was originally looking at agents and like making a list of people who like could be interesting. I went back through and essentially just kind of reread the stuff about them, and in some cases narrowed down like which agents from which literary agencies I would want to query. It's interesting. I just going back through, and if the agency has a timeline on their website, I would write that down, or if it was like an individual timeline for the agent themselves, and then where to query them, whether it was by email or by query manager. Most of the time it's by query manager. I finished that today because all week I've just been, you know, working and mind was not focused on writing, which is unfortunate. But now I have a list, and then I've got some stars next to the ones that I'm interested in, like if there's multiple at each agency that I like, the one that I'm like, this one probably query first because you're more interested in this one. Now with this lovely list, I've found out that some of them need a synopsis of what my story is about. So that is my next step. I'm going to write a synopsis. I've looked up like kind of like tips and tricks on how to write a synopsis, and I wrote them down. After that, next step is going to take this list of agents that I have and make like kind of groups of like which ones I would really, really like to work with, and then like the next ones, and the next one's kind of like ABC list. And then I also want to look back at my query letter, and I want to see if I can write another one, because I want to have like an option of query letters. I want to see if I can write a better one, or just go back and like fiddle with my one that I have. But I know that like, I don't know if I said this previously in this video, but there are tips and tricks on like TikTok and stuff from like actual published authors that were like, hey, this is what worked for me, kind of a thing. And I want to try and incorporate some of those into making it just like a little bit of a leveled up query letter, you know? That's the plan. This is just turning into like a querying only type of vlog, which is not what I wanted it to be at all. I wanted this to be like a writing vlog. My brain has just been focusing exclusively on the fact that I have to query this, and I wanted to be able to query this before the end of January, so maybe that's just what this will be, is a focus on like, look at, I'm stepping into the querying world. Not everybody wants a synopsis, so I think maybe like as I'm getting a synopsis ready to go, I will query some of the ones who don't necessarily want a synopsis. I don't really know how much of my like querying experience I'm going to share with you guys, because it is a deeply, like, this is my work, this is a deeply personal thing that I'm doing, so it feels weird because I know you guys, some of you guys actually care about this, but I don't know if I will share all the ups and downs until I have anything like, you know, important to share. So like, I think my plan of attack is like, I'm documenting this part of it because this is more of a like craft type of thing. Like, look, I'm actually writing a query letter and like a synopsis and stuff. But when I'm putting it in the universe, when I have an agent and when I know like what works and what doesn't, maybe I'll do more about my querying process once I'm like at the other end of it, you know? We shall see. But other than that, that's what's new. That's what's up with my writing world. Thought I'd pop in with that little update. I will let you know how the synopsis writing is going. But I think maybe first I'll try and write another query letter because I really don't want to do a synopsis right now. A synopsis just sounds like the worst thing. It sounds so dry, and I know like you're not supposed to make a synopsis dry. You're supposed to make it like interesting and like pick your key moments and like what your character's feeling and like whatever. I'll let you know how that goes. And it's done. January 23rd. Still working on stuff. I'm going to document this because I have spent the last little chunk of time working on an Excel sheet for my top query people, my middle query people, and my bottom query people that I want to query. And I also marked like which ones need a synopsis because I've decided not to work on that today. I've got like a list going of like what happens in the book so that I can build off of that. And I started actually going back through and editing a few more chapters with red ink. So like physically in my manuscript. That's only half of it, that's not the full thing. And I've decided I'm gonna send in a couple queries today. Why not? I like my query letter well enough. I think it's good to try. I don't know if I'm gonna query all my top people. I think maybe just like one of my top people and one of my middle people, one of my lesser people, just to see what happens. I've got the first 3 chapters, which is the most of what anyone is asking for here. I've got the first 3 chapters ready to go. So let's give this a try. Let's just do it. And I think, oh my God, I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. First query letter is sent. I don't know how to feel. I'm doing it. She's officially a querying person. She's officially a querying bitch. Hopes are real low, because you gotta keep them low so you don't get disappointed. But, woo, she's doing it. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna start making dinner and then send 2 more. Oh my gosh, guys, so I thought I'd do one final update for the writing vlog for tonight. It is officially like 11:30 on January 23rd, and I've officially queried 5 people. And I had to put my computer down because I kept looking for literary agents on Twitter and going down like a literary agent rabbit hole where I would find someone and go to their like the agency's website and like go through the website and then write down who I wanted to query in my little Excel sheet. And then I ended up finding someone who's actually from where I am and then moved to the States and is a literary agent, so I ended up querying her just on the fly. And so I've got 5 people queried so far, and I think I'm gonna leave it at 5 for like a week and a bit. And in the waiting period time, I'm going to work on the synopsis for the other agents that I want to query. And we're going to kind of see, because one of the agents that I queried today, the very, very first one, she said that once I submitted the query, it said like you will expect a response from me within like 5 to 15 days, which is crazy turnaround time for a literary agent. Let me tell you, most of them say 10 to 12 weeks. So days, incredible. So we're going to see if she does get back to me and like kind of how that response is. But the weirdest thing is that I just picked up this book from the library and I started it and I looked and the acknowledgements mentions that agent on the first page of the book, and I was just like, what are the odds? What are the odds? Things are weird. Things are weird. But yes, I officially started querying my guys. So I don't know what the rest of this writing vlog is gonna be, if there is even gonna be more. Yeah, it's turned into a query with me kind of vlog, which is interesting. Anyways, I'll catch up with you a little later. Hello, my lovely friends. It is now officially January 27th. It is Thursday night. I'm here, and apparently this is just the vlog where I have my hair in a bun the entire time that I film, which is very strange for me. I wanted to come in and officially wrap this vlog. This is gonna be it, my guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for being part of my querying journey and my writing journey in general. This week, what did I do since I last talked to you? What happened to my other manuscript? Oh, it's over there. Last time I talked, I had submitted 5 queries. That is still the stance that I'm at. I've still only submitted 5. This weekend I will probably submit more. We'll see how things go. I have yet to work on a synopsis, but I have been editing more of Project Dream. doing a hard edit, a closer edit of like word choices and grammar choices and that kind of a thing. I have nothing else to lead you up against. So this is like a first half of the draft of Abby Carter and the Dreamlings. That's what I'm calling it, if you didn't know. And I have made it to chapter 8. That is where I stopped editing. And I actually surprisingly had a fair bit more edits than I realized I was going to. It's a lot. There were some sections where I had to really completely rewrite stuff because I read it over and I was like, that's dumb. Why did I say that like that? You know, that kind of thing, because it's been a while since I've touched this, and that's my greatest piece of writing advice. Give yourself space. When you're finished a draft, don't go back to the beginning. Put it away. Come back in a few weeks or something. That's what I've done since I last talked to you. I've edited by hand up to chapter 8, which is great. I have yet to implement it into my computer, but I will do that this weekend when I actually have time to sit with my computer and stuff. My guys, I'm officially on Query. I've already had 2 responses, and they were both rejections, which is fine. Both of these people who I got responses from, their lead time was upwards of 8 to 10 weeks, so I was shocked when I got responses from them. And I'm glad that I got responses from them because, and even though they were negative responses saying no, it actually made me happy when that first rejection came in, which I know, very strange, but y'all know, I had such low expectations going into this because I just have to, you know? Being in this area and expecting the whole world is just gonna crush you because rejection is the name of the game when you're trying to get into traditional publishing. So when I got that first rejection, I was happy because I was like, look, and I was like giddy. I did a little happy dance because I was like, you know what? This is official. I'm officially in the Queer Yin game. I've officially gotten a response. This is it. I'm in it now. I'm in the trenches. I'm in it. So call me weird, but that's how I felt. Anyways, my guys, that's the end of this video. If you stuck it out this long, thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe to stick around and see if anything comes of these queries, and I will catch you in another video very, very soon. Stay kind and keep on writing.